What, you don't know those by heart? Well, they're all about today, Election Day. And although we may not be voting for president, there are many important local issues that still need to be addressed. For example, here in New York, voters will be electing county clerks and supervisors who may have an impact on Governor Eliot Spitzer's plan to give driver's licenses to illegal aliens. Remember, at least one county clerk has come on this program, Glen's show, to say they'll refuse to issue the licenses should the plan become law. So could others follow suit? And how close is this plan to becoming law? Ira Mehlman is the media director for the Federation for American Immigration Reform. Is this going to be the be-all and end-all issue, Ira, for those local elections, this plan that tripped up Hillary in the recent Democratic debate?
Well, this certainly is really a hot wire issue in New York. As you pointed out, not only have the county clerks come out in opposition to it, 72% of the voters have made it very clear to the politicians in New York that they are opposed to it. And when you have 72% of the voters agreeing on anything, that sends a very clear message to the politicians. And you see that in the fact that many of the legislators in New York, including many Democrats, have distanced themselves from Eliot Spitzer on this issue. Even Hillary Clinton has tried to dance around it, not all that successfully, but even she didn't want to touch this one.
Ira, the concern that I have, and I'm on your side on this issue, is that the driver's license is your pass jail card in this country. It is your admission ticket everywhere. I couldn't get into the CNN building in order to do Glen's program today without showing a driver's license. So to those who might say, well, you know, we need to somehow give a certain level of protection even to illegals, I'm concerned that you are opening up the universe to all access of our society by issuing that driver's license.
Exactly. The driver's license is the de facto identity document that we all use to prove who we are. And just to show you how important it was, those 19 terrorists who hijacked those planes on September 11th and killed a lot of New Yorkers, by the way, they all had driver's licenses. And they didn't do this because they enjoyed spending time at the DMV. There are no 72 versions that you get for spending time at the DMV. They did it because they understand that it's important to have this document, that it is your ticket here, it makes you invisible, and ultimately, on the morning of September 11th, they used those documents to board those planes that they turned into weapons of mass destruction.
Allow me to just play contrarian, at least for the sake of this argument. Someone who is not afforded a driver's license because they are here illegally may choose nevertheless to continue to drive, and perhaps we'd be bringing them out of the shadows if we brought them into that system and made sure that at least they could operate a motor vehicle.
Well, you know, this accommodation of illegal immigration is why we have so many illegal immigrants living in the United States, now that more than 13 million people living here illegally. If you want to enforce road safety in New York or any place else, what you do is make it clear to people that if you get caught driving without a license, there are going to be consequences. If we catch you, we're going to impound your vehicle. If we believe you're in the country illegally, we're going to pick up the phone and call the immigration authorities. That's the way you enforce the law. You don't enforce the law by simply saying, well, if people are driving without licenses, let's just give them licenses. There are other considerations, and we shouldn't be putting these documents into the hands of potential terrorists simply because they prove to us that they know how to parallel park.
Ira, I wish that someone with resources would look at the incidence rate of traffic fatalities that are brought on by illegals, because all that I can offer is anecdotal information, but not a week passes that from my small perch in Philadelphia, I don't see some public news account of an illegal alien who has killed somebody in a motor vehicle.
That's absolutely right. And simply giving somebody a driver's license doesn't mean that they're not going to go out there and drive drunk the way many of these people have been and killing people along the way. But again, you have to make it clear that there are going to be serious consequences. The reason you have so many illegal aliens driving without licenses now is because they know in most cases if they get stopped, local authorities will just pat them on their head and send them along the way. They won't pick up the phone and call the immigration service and say, get this guy out of here.
It's ironic. There's we have a 19-year-old daughter, and a letter just came from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania saying we're going to revoke your license if we don't get your Social Security number somehow in their system. They didn't have it. And I'm looking at this notice and I'm thinking, hey, she's here legitimately. What are you doing for the illegals? Ira, thanks. I really appreciate it. And coming up,